Right, so hey guys, what is going on? My name is Ben, and today we're going to be reviewing two items. We're going to be reviewing the FiFine K669D and the FiFine Vocal SC3. This video was made possible by FiFine. They give me the money to buy these things off Amazon so I could write a review on Amazon so it looked legit. However, the thoughts and opinions in this video and my reviews are all mine. They won't get to see this video before it goes live, and they don't get a say in my opinions, as you'll find out at the end of the video. So starting out, we're going to start out with the unboxing experience of the microphone. In the box, you get the microphone, but has a thing to attach it to a stand built in. You also get some paperwork, and you also get a tabletop stand. Now, it is quite a heavy duty tabletop stand, but again, you're not really going to want to use that, especially with how this microphone rejects bangs and knocks and things. You don't get an adapter to be able to, or at least in my box, I didn't get an adapter to go from the bigger microphone hole to the smaller microphone hole. I'm not sure of the filter sizes, but you know, you don't get any XLR cables or anything like that, but that is how they keep the cost down. In the box of the mixer, you get the mixer, you get a USB-C to A cable, but you can actually take off the USB-A end, and underneath is a USB-C connector, which is something I asked for on one of their older microphones, and they've listened. Next, we'll talk about the build quality. The microphone is made out of, I want to say, metal. It feels hefty. It's a lot heftier than the other microphones that I've previously used, which is good because with the previous microphones, it wasn't able to be used on a PSA 1, for example. This one is almost heavy enough to be able to, it will stay, but it will also slightly drift up, which you might notice throughout this video. Well, the one thing that I think I'm not 100% sold on is the fact that you have the thing built in to connect it to a stand. I get why, because it's like a 40 quid microphone. However, it would be nice to be able to take that off and use your own thing. Not that you would, because if you're spending 40 quid on a microphone, you're just going to use what comes with it, and that's going to be fine for you. But for normal people are going to want to be able to connect a nicer thing that maybe would prevent more of the vibrations and things. The build quality of the mixer is a little bit plasticky. The buttons, I like the way the sliders slide. You can slide it, get it back up, and it's nice. It is quite nice for a 50 odd quid mixer. Another thing I like about the mixer is that it has the level indicator thing, which is good. It also has buttons on it, things that I would probably never personally use. For example,
voice changer,
which I don't know if that actually translates into your
door. Oh yeah.
I'm using.
And to get out of it, you have to hold the button, which I don't know. It's okay for a cheap thing. Not that I would ever use that in a professional setting, but it's good for if you're doing podcasting, you want to just casually change the sound of your voice or whatever. I'm currently running it into Adobe Audition. I don't know if it translates that thing into it. I think it will, because it's coming from the mixer and not directly from the microphone. It also has like lights behind them, which is kind of, I don't even know if you can see it on camera, I can't lie. I'm just going to preface by saying I don't particularly like this mixer because there's just little quirks about it. It wouldn't let me preview the sound through Audition with in the multi-track thing, which was weird. I can only listen to the microphone back through this, and then also that's one of the faders, which seems a bit random, and it's not the end fader either, which makes it even weirder. I mean, if you're just going to have one microphone and that's it plugged into it, then you're all right. But has multiple 3.5 jacks on the back as well to run like the line in. And it also comes with a 3.5 to 3.5 millimeter jack cable, which is good. Now let's move on to the sound test. You've been listening to the K669D microphone all the time throughout this video. I will have done post-processing to it to try and make it sound a little bit better. I'm also probably about an inch away from it, which I can see from the waveforms in the background that I have actually clipped it, so that's not good. There's also no like pop protection, so Peter Piper picked pickled peppers. If I put my finger in the way, that works. But Peter Piper picked pickled peppers. And now I'm going to do a raw, unedited sample, just so you can see how it sounds directly, just connected into the mixer with no post-processing. This is a raw, unedited sample of the FiFine K669D microphone. Throughout the video, I have used the standard vocal. Throughout the video, I've used the standard podcast voice effect on this. All I did was lower down the top end of the frequency spectrum. And this is how it sounds straight out of the microphone directly into the SC3 mixer with the level set to about half. Overall, I think that this is a pretty decent microphone for less than 40 quid. It's definitely one of the better FiFine options. I think it will certainly work if you are doing, maybe starting a podcast, or you just want something that's not going to break the bank and it can just be used. But that's like you've already got a thing. You've already got like an interface. I would recommend the microphone. However, I don't particularly like the mixer. Now, that is purely based on the fact that I don't know what I'm doing with it. I could read the instructions, but that just seems like effort. I think it's mainly because there's just it's more of a gamer type thing as well, which isn't really going to be my use case. If I was streaming and I took the time to learn it, then yeah, probably it would be pretty decent. Don't get me wrong, I don't think the sound out of it's terrible. I've not actually listened back to the sound of it yet. And I think certainly for the price, it's not terrible, but there is probably better mixers out there. I had one years ago. I can't remember the model of it. It was a Behringer one. That was pretty decent. The Focusrite, I don't think that's too much more. The only thing is they're just interfaces. They don't have the sliders. But let's be honest, you're going to plug this in and you're going to forget about it. So it's not that this has to live on your desk, whereas a normal audio interface can just be tucked away. I had mine, I used to have it strapped to the bottom of my desk, so I didn't have to deal with it. So if you did enjoy this video, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on it. If you want to see more reviews like this, be sure to subscribe and like this video and share it, so that FiFine will send me more products out to review. So yeah, I've been Ben, and I will see you in the next video.